7 Formula One World Championships, over 100 Grand Prix wins, and a garage full of machines most people only see in video games. Lewis Hamilton has spent nearly 2 decades collecting some of the rarest hypercars ever built, including a Pagani made just for him and a McLaren wearing his own race number. Some of these cars have since left his garage, but every single one still gets talked about in car circles today. Stick around, because the very last car on this list was once the closest thing to driving a Formula One machine on a public road. Number 13, Shelby Cobra 427. Not every car in Hamilton's collection is a modern hybrid hypercar. The Shelby Cobra 427 takes things back to the 1960 seconds, with a massive V8 engine and a raw, unfiltered driving feel that has nothing to do with computers or turbos. It's loud, it's aggressive, and it's proof that even a 7-time world champion appreciates old school muscle. Compared to the million-dollar machines waiting later on this list, the Cobra is refreshingly simple. And that's exactly the point. Number 12. Mercedes-AMG Black Series. Hamilton picked up this beast in 2013, right after signing with the Mercedes Formula One team, and it's still considered one of the sharpest AMG models ever made. The 6. Wassas 2-liter V8 produces 622 horsepower and launches the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5 seconds. Add in the gullwing doors, and you've got one of the most recognizable silhouettes in the entire Mercedes lineup. Over a decade later, this car still looks like it belongs on a track, not a driveway. Number 11. Ferrari 599 GTO. Long before Hamilton ever wore Ferrari red on track, he already had Ferrari power sitting in his garage. The 599 GTO was one of the most track-focused Ferraris of its era, built with lightweight materials and race-derived aerodynamics borrowed straight from Maranello's competition department. It's the kind of car that blurs the line between road car and race car, which fits Hamilton's driving style perfectly. Owning 1 year before joining the team almost feels like foreshadowing. Number 10. Ferrari 599 Essa Aperta. If the GTO was about speed, the Essa Aperta was about exclusivity. Only Porsche units of this open-top Ferrari were ever built, making it one of the rarest convertibles to come out of Maranello. Named after legendary Pininfarina founders Sergio and Andrea, the car combines VCR power with drop-top styling that rarely holds up this well. Hamilton, owning one of only Porsche examples on the planet, tells you everything about how deep his Ferrari obsession runs. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Wraith Black Badge. Every serious collection needs a car built for comfort, and the Wraith Black Badge is Hamilton's answer to that. Under the long hood sits a twin-turbo VCR producing well over 2000 horsepower, enough to make a 2.5-ton coupe feel shockingly quick. The Black Badge treatment darkens every chrome detail on the car, giving it a stealthier, more aggressive look than a standard Wraith. It's proof that luxury and performance don't have to be separate categories. Number 8. Rolls-Royce Cullinan. When Hamilton needs something with a bit more space, he reaches for the Cullinan, Rolls-Royce's first ever SUV. It shares its massive twin-turbo VCR engine with other flagship Rolls-Royce models, giving a 2.5-ton SUV performance numbers that shouldn't be possible. The interior is finished with the kind of materials you'd expect in a private jet, not a road-going vehicle. For a driver who spends his life around race cars, the Cullinan is his version of slowing down. Number 2. Mercedes SLR McLaren. This car represents a partnership, not just a brand. Built jointly by Mercedes and McLaren in the early 2000s, the SLR combines a supercharged 5.5-liter V8 with styling that still looks futuristic today. It produces over 600 horsepower and remains one of the most technically ambitious collaborations 2 manufacturers have ever attempted. Given Hamilton's history racing for both brands, owning the SLR almost feels symbolic of his own career path. Number 6. McLaren P1. The P1 is part of hybrid hypercar royalty, sitting alongside the LaFerrari and Porsche 918 Spider in what enthusiasts call the Holy Trinity. Its twin-turbo V8 and electric motor combine for 903 horsepower, launching the car to 60 miles per hour in just 8 seconds. Only 375 units were ever produced, and Hamilton's connection to McLaren from his early Formula One days makes this one feel personal. Even years later, the P1 remains one of the most extreme road legal machines ever built. Number 5. Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta. Painted white with a removable roof panel, this is one of only 210 Aperta versions of the LaFerrari ever made. Hamilton has been spotted driving it around Beverly Hills, and it's easy to see why. The hybrid system combines a 6-liter VR with an electric motor for 950小时 horsepower total, launching the car to 60英里每小时 in under 3 seconds. Today, examples of this car sell for well over $3 million at auction. Number C. Ferrari LaFerrari Coupe. The coupe version sits right alongside the Aperta in Hamilton's garage, finished in a deep triple-layer red paint that alone costs around $50,000 as an option. Just 499 coupes were built worldwide, using the exact same 950小时 horsepower hybrid VIT 2秒1 top as its convertible sibling. It's considered one of the greatest hypercars Ferrari has ever produced, and having both versions in one collection is something very few people on the planet can claim. Number 3. Mercedes-AMG 1. This is as close as anyone can legally get to driving a real Formula One car on the street. The AMG 1 uses a detuned version of the actual one. 6-liter turbo hybrid engine from Mercedes F1 program, producing over 1,000 horsepower and a top speed north of 217 miles per hour. Considering Hamilton drove the race-spec version of this exact engine for years at Mercedes, this car isn't just a hypercar to him, it's practically a homecoming. Number 2. McLaren F1. Rumor has it Hamilton's McLaren FE carries chassis number 6C, matching the race number he has used for his entire Formula E career. Regarded by many as the greatest supercar ever built, the FFE uses a naturally aspirated VCR producing 620小时 horsepower in a car that weighs barely over E by kilograms. With McLaren's connection to Hamilton's early career, this isn't just an expensive purchase, it's a piece of his own racing story. Number 1. Pagani Zonda 760 LH. Built exclusively for Lewis Hamilton, this one-off Pagani literally carries his initials in its name. Under the rear glass sits a 7-liter naturally aspirated VCR producing 760小时 horsepower, paired with a rare 6-speed manual gearbox most modern hypercar owners never get to experience. Finished in black with striking purple carbon fiber accents, Hamilton personally spec'd every detail before it left the factory. He kept it for roughly 7 years before selling it in 2021. But the Zonda 760 LH remains the single most personal car he has ever owned. From a 1960 seconds Cobra to a hypercar with his own initials on it, Lewis Hamilton's garage tells the story of a driver who lives and breathes performance. Let us know in the comments which car you'd want to drive first. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more inside looks at the world's most incredible car collections.